Private lending is simply loans provided by institutions other than banks. It's more commonly known as non-bank lending, and it's been around in Australia and probably more overseas for a long time. It's really grown in prominence since the GFC, mainly as the banks have stepped away from the development market. The GFC was a tough time for banks, and they really focus more now on the serviceability angle of a loan rather than the asset value. So as a non-bank lender, we can look at an asset and say, is this going to be a good asset? Is the developer going to make money? And do we believe in this project? A bank is really not able to do that. All that they're looking at is the serviceability. So if you've been to get a home loan, you'd be familiar that the banks are really checking how are you going to pay back that loan each month. So they're checking bank statements, they're checking pay slips. That's all that they really care about, is that income level coming in, and they can't really say, are you going to make money from this investment and do we believe in it? So non-bank lending is a much more flexible solution for the borrower than just a typical bank lend. So typical bank lend is going to be all about the serviceability and the income. The non-bank is really going to be able to back that borrower and say, we believe in this project, we think it's going to make money, and we're happy to lend money on that basis. So the flexibility provided by a non-bank lender obviously comes at a cost. So that means the borrower is going to be paying a higher interest rate, but on the other side, the investor in that non-bank transaction is getting a higher return. So a borrower generally will go to a bank to get finance in the first instance. If they can't get that, they'll come to the private market. So the reason that they would happily go ahead with a deal like this and pay a higher interest rate is that generally they're only using that higher interest rate or that loan for a short period of time, in which case they're going to sell the asset or they'll refinance to a bank once they do have that serviceability locked in. So while they're paying a higher interest rate, overall it's probably not going to hurt them too much. So the security is the same, whether you're talking about a non-bank loan or a bank loan. Generally, that's going to be a registered first mortgage, which gives the lender the right to step in and sell that asset if there's a default situation. So that means if the borrower can't make their repayments, or they've gone over the time limit, or there's many reasons, they can step in and then they can sell that asset on behalf of the borrower and recoup their loan.